welcome back to our biology class, and today I am going to start with NEET syllabus for second PUC students. Okay, dear students, I will talk about success. Success is not an accident. See, success it's your hard work, it's your learning, and it's your study. Moreover, when you people going to talk about success, you just love what you are doing. Okay, so here the firstly the chapter I want to start regarding for your competitive exams. So I hope it is very important and it is very helpful the people who are going to face the competitive exams such as NEET as well as the KCET. Okay, so the national eligibility cum entrance test. Okay, so here I choose the topic sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Okay, so as we learn the lot of things, lot of concept regarding reproduction in our theory classes. Okay, so here the reproduction mean the same, so which it helps to the every individual going to reproduce young ones or the new ones. Okay, so here the reproduction it is also one of the biological process, and the individual going to produce young ones or the new organism. So the reproduction it is of two types. One is the sexual reproduction, another one is the asexual reproduction. Okay, the sexual reproduction it is a mode of reproduction or it is a type of reproduction, and in its process. Okay, so it is also biological process. Okay, so the individual going to produce young ones or the individual give birth to the young ones, or it is also called offspring. Okay, so here the sexual reproduction, here the involvement of two gametes. Okay, so with involvement of two gametes, the individual which is going to produce young ones or the offspring. And when we talk about asexual reproduction it is also mode of reproduction, and here only single parent. Okay, see here only a single parent is capable to reproduce young ones or the offspring. It means without involvement of two gametes, and in this process the organism or the individual going to produce young ones. Okay, so this is the concept regarding reproduction, and this consists of two types of the reproduction. One is the sexual, another one is the asexual. Okay, and here the topic sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Okay, so the sexual reproduction. Okay, so here the flowers also do reproduce. It means how do flower reproduce sexually. Okay, so the what of the it means the which part is going to reproduce sexually. Okay, so here the flower which is nothing but see flower it is the reproductive part. Okay, it is the reproductive part of the plants. Okay, so the plants in the sense all the angiospermic plants. So the flower is only reproduced by sexually in all the angiospermic plants. Okay, so because of the flower which is considered as it is one of the modified stem. So the flower which is going to reproduce by sexually in all the angiospermic plants. stigma, style and ovary. This is together. It is called pistil. See here, the pistil, it is going to be represents female reproductive part. See, which is called female reproductive part. Okay, so totally the pistil, it is consists of stigma, style and ovary. And ovary, it is a swollen structure, and style, which is the long tube-like structure, and stigma, it is very important and which is also helpful for the landing platform for the pollen grains. Okay, and here the long slender-like structures, these are called filament, and these consist of bilobed structure. These are the anther. Okay, see here, these filament, which is the long and slender-like structure and which is attached to the thalamus, or sometimes these filaments are attached to the petals. And this is a long slender-like structure that is called filament, and which is having the tip region of the filament, which is the bilobed structure, that is called anther. Okay, and here the anther and filament together, it is called stamen. And here the stamen, it is going to be represents male reproductive part. Okay, and here the petals, and the petals, these are the colorful because the petals only going to attract the insects and make the pollination. So the colorful petals, because the petals are very different in different colors, the different colors of the petals which are going to attract the insects and which is very helpful for the pollination. Okay, so and which is also consist of a green color sepals. Okay, and this is called stem, or it is also called pedicel. Okay, so this is the small introduction regarding the flowers and which consists of different parts. And one more thing here, here the two outermost oils and two innermost oils. Okay, so the oils are nothing but two are the accessory organs and two are the essential organs. Okay, so what are the outermost orals which are present in the flower? So here two of the outermost orals, those are the calyx and corolla. Okay, and two innermost orals. Okay, so those are gynoecium and endoecium. Okay, so these are the outermost accessory organs, and these are gynoecium and endoecium are the essential organs. Okay, so here two outermost oils are calyx and corolla, and these are also called accessory oils of the accessory organs of the flower, and gynoecium and endoecium, here the two of the essential oils which are present in the innermost region of the flower, and these are also called essential oils. Okay, so this is a small introduction regarding flower. Okay, so and next about the concept, the some important questions. Okay, so the questions are very important for your NEET examination. So some previous question paper I want to solve, and it is very helpful for your NEET examination. Okay, See here. Okay, dear students, right now I am going to discuss some previous questions. Okay, see here. The first question is functional megaspore in an angiosperm develops into an. Okay, so question is artha ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Functional megaspore in an angiosperm develops into an. Okay, so one question ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಅದರದೇ ಆದಂತ 4 ಆನ್ಸರ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ಗೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, see here the question is functional megaspore in an angiosperm develops into an. The first option is endosperm. Okay, so as we know endosperm development. Okay, the endosperm, it is nothing but it is the innermost layer of the seeds. Okay, so and another one is the endocarp, that is the fruit wall, and here the endosperm, it is the seed wall, and endosperm development, it is going to the development of embryo. Okay, and it is not a correct answer for the functional megaspore, but it is develops into an. Okay, so here and the second option is embryo sac. Okay, so dear students, here the embryo sac is the correct answer for the functional megaspore in an angiosperm develops into. Okay, because of in this embryo sac, here the megaspores, there are 4 megaspores in that of the embryo sac, and one become functional and while the other 3 are the degenerate. And in this the single megaspore, it helps to the embryo sac development, and which is called by the name monosporic development. Okay, and the third option is that embryo. Okay, the embryo, it is not the correct answer for this question, because the embryo development, it is at the microphylla end of the ovule. Okay, see here, and the D is the ovule. Okay, the ovule, which is not a correct answer, because ovule, it is the female gametophyte. Okay, the ovule, which is present inside the ovary, it is having the one swollen like structure. Okay, so here the functional megaspore in an angiosperm develops into an embryo sac. So here the correct answer is embryo sac. Okay, so ಈ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀಟ್ 2012 ಒಳಗಡೆ ಕೇಳಿರುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಇದು. The functional megaspore in an angiosperm is develops into an embryo sac. Okay, and come to the second question. Okay, attractors and rewards are required for. Okay, so ಈ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ is nothing but the transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of the one flower to another flower of the same plant, or itself, it means the flower itself pollinate, or the transfer of pollen grains from the one flower to another flower of the different plants. Okay, so this is having the different methods as well as the different types of the pollination. See here the question. So ಈ question ಅನ್ನ ನೀಟ್ 2017 ಒಳಗಡೆ ಕೇಳಿರುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಇದು. ಸೊ attractors and rewards are required for, here the option A, entomophily. Okay, so the entomophily, it is nothing but pollination by insects. Okay, the pollination, this takes place by insects. And the second option is hydrophily. See here the hydro, it is nothing but water, and it is called water pollination. Okay, and the third option is cleistogamy. See here the cleistogamy, here the absence of pollinators or the absence of agents of the pollination, as well as the absence of cross pollination. Okay, and the D option is anemophily. See here the anemophily, it is nothing but with pollination. Okay, so here the question pollination or in this method we have the requirement of attractors as well as the rivers. And cleistogamy here in this method absence of pollinators as well as the absence of cross pollination, and there is no any requirement of the rivers as well as the attractors. And the D option is the anemophily. It is the wind pollination. The wind pollination in the sense, so it is helps to easily dispose the pollen grains. Okay, so some abiotic factors are very helpful to make this pollination. Okay, so the second question, attractors and rivers are required for hydrophily. So because of hydrophily, the water is the regular mode for the transport of the male gametes in few lower organisms. So the lower species such as algae, bryophytes and pteridophytes. Okay, and next come to the third question. Pollination in water hyacinth and water lily is brought about by the agency of. Okay, so ಈ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀಟ್ 2016 ಒಳಗಡೆ ಕೇಳಿರುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್. See the pollination in, okay, the mode of transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma. So this method in water plants, okay, so water species like water hyacinth and water lily brought about by the agency of. Okay, so water hyacinth ಮತ್ತೆ water lily ಒಳಗಡೆ ಆಗುವಂತ pollination, so ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ, whether it is brought by water or brought by insect or weed or brought together by birds or the bats. Okay, the options are given below. The first option is water, that is the water pollination. So already these are the water species. Okay, so these plants are always deep inside the water, so the water is the wrong answer. And second option is insects or weed. So this is the correct answer for the question. Pollination in water hyacinth and water lily brought about by the agency of insects or weed. Because of the watering plant, it is made pollination with the help of weed pollination as well as the entomophily. That is nothing but the pollination takes place by insect. And the third option is the birds, which is ornithophily. So it is not going to brought the pollination in the watering plants. And the option D is bats, that is also called chiropterophily. So it is also not going to brought the pollination in water hyacinth and water lily. Okay, and come to the fourth question. The ovulum and angiosperm is technically equivalent to. Okay, see question. The ovule, this the ovule angiosperms ಒಳಗಡೆ so ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಪಾರ್ಟಿಗಳು ಸಮವಾಗಿದೆ. So it is equivalent to, here the option A, megasporangium. This is the correct answer. See here, megasporangium, it is also called female gametophyte. Okay, so here in this angiospermic plant, the ovule is equivalent to the megasporangium, so which is also called female gametophyte. Okay, and the B option is megasporophyll. See here the phyll, it is nothing but the leaves. So the megasporophyll, it is nothing but the sporophyll, which is bears, which is consists of spores. Okay, so it is not a correct answer because the spores which are present in the leaves. The question is the ovulum and angiosperm is technically equivalent to megasporangium. Okay, so the B option is wrong. And C is megaspore mother cell. So in this, ovule generally differentiate to form megaspores. Okay, so this is also wrong. And option B is megaspore. So in this megaspore, the megaspore which is helps with the formation long slender-like structure, that is the proximal end. This end, the proximal end of the filament of stamen is attached to the, and the first option is placenta. See here, placenta it is the female part and which is having the arrangement of ovules inside the ovary. So it is the wrong answer. And come to the second option, B option. Answer is thalamus or petal. This is the correct answer. Because of already we have discussed the structure of the thalamus as well as the anther as well as the filament. So here the thalamus is present and here the long slender-like structure which is the filament is just attached to the thalamus, or sometimes this filament is attached to the petals. So here the proximal end of the filament of stamen is attached to the thalamus or petal. So this is the right answer. And C is the anther. So anther it is not an answer. The anther it is just bilobed line structure. Okay. And come to the D option, connective. So connective which is present in the end anther. Okay. So it is the proximal end of the filament of the stamen is attached to the thalamus or petal. Okay. And question, ಈ question ಅನ್ನ NEET 2016 ಒಳಗಡೆ ಕೇಳಿರುವಂತದ್ದು. So the answer is thalamus or petal. Okay. So next come to the sixth question. What is the direction of microphyll in Anatropous ovule? So ಇದರ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. Anatropous ovule, so which is having the one end which is consist of the chalazal end, another end which is opposite to microphylla end. Okay. So ಈ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅನ್ನು ನೋಡಬಹುದು ನೀವು. So ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು chalazal end ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ, ಇದನ್ನ microphylla end ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. So it is consist of funicle, hilum. Okay. So as well as the, here the question, what is the direction of microphyll in Anatropous ovule? So the first option is upward, it is a not correct answer. And the second one, left, so it is not left in none of the diagram. So because of this is the chalazal end and this is the microphylla end, so the answer is C. Okay, so the answer is C, that is the downward. So here the fourth option is right side. So the microphylla end is always present opposite to the chalazal end and which is in the direction of downward. Okay. So the direction of the microphyll in Anatropous ovule is downward. Okay. And come to the next question. Okay students, come to the seventh question. Okay. The seventh question is seed formation without fertilization in flowering plants involve the process of. Okay. So questions ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ seed formation without fertilization. Okay. So with fertilization and without fertilization ಅಂತ process ಅದ. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ seed formation. So seed ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ formation ಆಗ್ತವ? So fertilization ಆದ ನಂತರನೂ seed formation ಆಗ್ತವ. So fertilization ಆಗದೇ ಇದ್ರೂ seed formation ಆಗ್ತವ. Okay. So seed formation without fertilization in flowering plants in angiosperms which is involves the process of. So ಈ process ಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ? The options are given below. The first option is somatic hybridization. So somatic hybridization it is not a correct answer for the without fertilization the formation of the seeds. Okay. See here, somatic hybridization it is the genetic modification of the plants. So which is the one of the genetic modification of the plants by which two individual plant species found or brought together to form new plant species. Okay. So it is the wrong answer. And come to the second option, B option is the right answer for this question. The process which is called apomixis. Okay. The apomixis it is the process that formation of seeds without fertilization in angiosperms or in flowering plants. Okay. And come to the C option, budding. So the budding it is not a ಈ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀಟ್ 2016 ಒಳಗಡೆ ಕೇಳಿರುವಂತದ್ದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವಿಥೌಟ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಏನ್ ಸೀಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಆ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ನಾವು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಅಪೋಮಿಕ್ಸಿಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು ದ 8th ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್, a dioecious flowering plant. Okay, so a dioecious flowering plant prevents both. So the dioecious plants as well as the monoecious plants. Okay, so monoecious, it is nothing but the bisexual plant. Both the sex organs, both the gametes, male and female gametes are present in one plant or the single plant or the same plant, that is called monoecious. And here the dioecious, it is nothing but unisexual plant where the male and female sex organs are present or represent in different plants. Okay, see here, a dioecious flowering plants prevent both. So unisexual in the sense the pollination, the most probably it is done by cross pollination. Okay, so here the first option is that autogamy and geitonogamy. Okay, so ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ನಾವು autogamy ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? So autogamy, it is a self pollination. Okay, so there are three types of the pollination process: autogamy, geitonogamy and xenogamy. Okay, so autogamy, it is nothing but self pollination. It means the transfer of pollen grain from anther to the stigma of the same flower. Okay, so flower present ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ತನ್ನಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ತಾನೇ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಗೋದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, autogamy ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. auto in the sense self. Okay, then what is geitonogamy? So it is also self pollination, because here also the transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of the flower, it means the different flower of the same plant. Okay, so ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತ, ಆ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರುವಂತದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಬೇರೆ ಆಗಿರುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಫ್ಲವರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು xenogamy ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, then what is xenogamy? So xenogamy, it is nothing but it is helps to proceed cross pollination. Because of the xenogamy, it helps to make cross pollination in the sense transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of the different flowers of the different plants. Okay, so ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ autogamy ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ self pollination ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಒಂದೇ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಆಗಿರುವಂತ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು. then geitonogamy, ಒಂದೇ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಬಟ್ ಆ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರುವಂತ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಫ್ಲವರ್, ಓಕೆ, ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇರಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುವಂತದ್ದು geitonogamy. then xenogamy, it is the transfer of pollination from anther to the stigma of the different flowers of the different plants. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಈ dioecious flowering plants ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ unisexual plants. So the both the sex gametes are present in the two different plants, and here the options are given below. The first option is autogamy and geitonogamy, and the second option in this process, during cell division, the equal number of the chromosomes or the equal number of the cells are produced. And the second option, formation of thick wall. It is not a correct answer. Okay.